Hold on. We still got a little time. Adam, according to Woods.
What's good, party people?
No, are we live? I think we're live. I think we're coming up on Gym Crashers Live Tuesdays, every Tuesday at 8 p.m., I'll say. And we do have a special guest here tonight. But before I introduce, I have Adam, according to Woods, of course, with me.
What's good, party people? How's everyone's Tuesday? I hope you crash some fucking, whether it be gyms or diets or whatever the fuck. Just don't crash into each other. So, bam.
Bam, and I've got Jalubi,
How's it going,
cameraman
everybody?
extraordinaire. Is that right?
Oh, yeah, Jalubi.
Okay.
So, yeah, thank you for having me on your podcast. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Well, the cool thing is Jalubi was out at Team Oyama, and he was shooting some incredible footage. You can catch it on his Instagram, and then where else can they catch that? Is it on Facebook?
Just on my Instagram right now.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm working on getting the YouTube started, so that should be coming soon, hopefully by the end of this month, but I'll keep everybody updated on that.
Very cool. So since we are gym crashers, we get out to many gyms, especially in the Southern California area. We run into Jalubi. He's doing incredible work. And the idea is to find out what exactly makes him tick and what he's doing out there, because it isn't just dojos, gyms, and training centers. I see all kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
you're visiting us from where?
From Albuquerque, New Mexico.
So you came out to sunny California from Albuquerque,
Yep.
New Mexico. You have not left or even thought about leaving just yet. And how long has your journey been going on? When did you get here?
So I think it's about to be 3 weeks that I've been out here in California. Well, I'm originally from here. I was born in Los Angeles, but I was pretty much raised in Albuquerque. So I've lived there the majority of my life. So I don't usually say that I'm from California. I usually just say that I'm from Albuquerque. But it's been about almost 3 weeks that I've been out here just working on different projects. So
Cool.
It's been good. It's been real good.
Well, from what I see, and I know Woods and I were watching it before you even got here, it's just there's a certain look that appeals to me when I'm looking at video, especially of fighters and stuff. And I saw some other athletes and some soccer players and things, but you seem to nail it. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's got to do with the lens or the camera or all of those things. Or I think Robert said there's some other technical terms. But it just has an incredible crisp look, and any professional athlete would be blown away by what you can do with a camera. That is your
Thank you.
weapon.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Right? What'd you think, Woods?
No, man, it's phenomenal stuff. Geez. What I really want to get into is, like, how did you get into the combat sports realm? Because, I mean, of all the specific pieces to shoot, I mean, MMA has got to be kind of weird in terms of angles, and it's so frenetic and
Right,
pace,
right.
and to try and be able to kind of capture the beauty in its essence as it's happening before you. Like, how did you want to get into the MMA side of it?
So I'm a huge Bruce Lee fan. So like I grew up on Bruce Lee. That's like my main inspiration. He's like my idol. So like I was very interested in the martial arts because of Bruce Lee. So I tried it out myself. I tried getting into martial arts. I wasn't that good, but I dabbled in it here and there. But something about capturing it on film has always captured my attention a little bit more. So it's just been an interesting journey, just trying to get into, getting it on film. I don't have a lot of experience in it, actually. So probably the videos that you saw are like the only ones that I've done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Sure.
Unbelievable. But I'm inspired by your Bruce Lee story.
Yeah.
I was also inspired by Bruce Lee to do martial
Yeah,
arts, even
definitely.
as a little kid. And my dad was like the real Bruce Lee to me because I saw him actually fight more than once. So it was real. So when you say that, I know what you mean, man.
Yeah,
Enter the
super
Dragon.
cool. Yeah.
Deep stuff. How about you, Woods? How'd you get started?
Yeah, you know what? I thought Bruce Lee was cool, but he didn't have the social impact that... I guess for me, the social impact is in Enter the Dragon in the fight scene, the final fight scene.
God, yeah.
You see the first appearance of MMA-styled gloves. To me, it's recorded history in film history.
That's recorded.
And he was... it's kind of in hindsight, we appreciate obviously what we have now, that different disciplines can work together and what have you. Before that wasn't the case. Bruce Lee was a Jeet Kune Do. I mean, he developed Jeet Kune Do as a striker, but he was learning under the tutelage of Judo Jean LaBelle in terms of grappling, which was unheard of.
No slacker there, man.
to mix striking with grappling, and he was doing that, in the 70s versus, when did the UFC start? What, 92?
November 12th, 1993.
Yeah, see? So, like, what, 22 decades before?
20,
It's,
almost 26 years ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
So almost 30 years. So for me, in terms of historical significance, Bruce Lee is important. I saw grappling first, and it was via pro wrestling, and like technicians like Bret Hart, and later like Dan Severn and what have you. I was just like, kicking people is cool, but also turning people into pretzels, that would be cool too.
It's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was well said. Yeah, I guess you're right. Those people do turn other guys into pretzels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
That's a
crazy.
good way to put it.
Yep. So you arrive here in California. I know you're out there in North Hollywood doing your thing. What's the first gym you hit up, or the first location you hit up for athletes?
Actually, well, before we get into all of that, I want to say, so before I even came out here, I had talked to probably about, so the way I got in touch with a lot of people is I would just DM them on Instagram. I would just slide into their DMs. I reached out to probably, I want to say 100 to 200 different people.
Wow.
About 10 to 15 guaranteed me some projects. So when I came out here, I already had that in mind. Okay, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to knock out these projects. Well, here's the funny part. So I get out here and then I'm like, I tell everybody, hey, I'm here. Like, let's get to it. Like, nobody responds to me. Like, nobody.
Whoa.
They ghosted you.
Yeah, everybody goes to me.
Everybody's
Wow.
busy. It's not that they don't like you; they're
Yeah.
busy.
And then the ones that did get back to me, they're like, you know what, we're not interested in videos anymore, or so-and-so, or whatever their excuse
A
was.
lot of people doing it, but not at your level. So I know that
Yeah.
you've have some integrity in what you do.
So I was just like, wow, that's kind of embarrassing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard.
I came
It
all the
hurts
way
your
from
feelings.
Albuquerque, and then I'm just like, dang, well, what am I going to do? I'll actually, before I even get into that, there was one person that said, you know what, come through. And that was this guy named Jonathan Morales. He's a celebrity barber.
Okay.
So I got
Well,
in
that's
touch
dope.
with him, and he was a huge help. He was a big connection for me.
Wow.
So I did a video for him right off the bat. The first day, we go do some house calls.
Yeah.
So we did 2 celebrities in that same day. We went to Abner Midas' house, who's a famous boxing legend. And then we went to Kelvin Gastelum's house.
Wow, damn, right
UFC
on.
fighter.
You're keeping
So-
it in the fighting realm for us. So
Yeah,
the
yeah.
barbershop goes and visits fighters.
So it worked out in some weird way. So I was like, oh, this is really cool. And he's been a big help in getting me in touch with a lot of other people as well.
Love it.
And somebody who I didn't reach out to when I was in Albuquerque, but I reached out to when I finally got here was Ron
Skolsdang.
Ron Skolsdang from Team Oyama Gym. He was nice enough to welcome me to the gym, and then we did a video. I think we did 2 videos for him.
Damn.
I got another one coming up with him. Super nice person, super cool guy. He was very hospitable and welcoming me in. So that's how that worked out. And then
A shout out to Ron Skolsdang
Yeah,
because
shout out Ron Skolsdang.
he originally trained under this flag
He's
here,
awesome.
the Delo Jiu-Jitsu
Oh,
flag,
really?
before Team Oyama. Yeah,
that's awesome.
that's it. These are his roots. This is his
Yeah.
old stomping ground.
I forgot to mention one more person. It was Ricky. He's the head coach and owner of Ten Goose Boxing Gym.
Ten
He's been-
Goose, right?
Yeah,
He's a big dude, right? He's holding mitts on everybody.
Yeah.
Good
yeah.
dude.
He's worked with a lot of celebrities and a lot of fighters too.
Yep.
I think he said like 12 world champions came out of his gym, so he's been a big help as well.
He's the real deal. So when you get in touch with somebody like Ricky, man, you're going to be
Right.
talking to some folks.
Right.
So
Yeah,
you're making
he's-
all the right connects.
Yeah, it just worked out so weird, just so
I love it.
serendipitous. Like, and he has a barbershop,
Really.
so we
Whoa.
did a video for his barbershop. 'Cause
Boxing and barbers.
It's been a weird journey so far, but yeah, the way that's worked out has been crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
We can ignore that. They probably can't hear it on the
Yeah,
microphones.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That's and you mentioned Gastelum. That's
Yeah.
kind of crazy because I'm not. I guess to be autonomous, right? We're not going to mention all the people that ghosted on you, but like that's a pretty big get to like come all the way up here and have all these projects lined up, and then that one happen in happenstance after everything drops out. And
Right.
that's, I mean, we're talking about a
crazy.
UFC title contender,
Yeah,
within the
yeah,
last
yeah.
year. So that's huge. And how was that experience?
It was great. I mean, these people are just like really cool people, very humble. Kelvin is super cool, very chill, very humble, very respectful person. So I have a
Yeah.
lot of respect for him. I was actually with him yesterday. We
Oh,
filmed
damn.
another video
Dang.
similar to like a UFC embedded style
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of video. So we did like a vlog
Yeah.
/ documentary. So
Nice.
that's gonna be coming out soon. And then I have some more stuff coming out with him as well. Super cool person.
Great.
Damn.
And
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
taking this stuff, you're filming it, and then you're going home and editing from
Right,
here,
right,
right?
right.
So you got all
Yeah.
that equipment. That's amazing that you're traveling and able to do that.
Yeah, like
At
I
that high
literally
level.
do nothing for fun, just work. That's it.
That seems like fun though.
Yeah,
what
it
you're
is
doing.
fun. No, it is fun.
You know?
Yeah, yeah. Even the filming part, it's
Yeah.
fun. It's a great experience.
Your
so.
heart is in it. So, Kelvin Gastelum, you got 10 Goose behind you now. You got Ron Skolsdang.
Right,
And
right.
these barber shops, man, they're tied into fighting too, which is
Yeah.
cool. Did you get a haircut while you were there?
I didn't. No. I'm not a celebrity yet, so I can't get the
Got
celebrity
it.
barber on board yet.
It's coming though. I could tell.
Yeah.
So what else have you done? So we know you. I met you at Timo Yama. What have you done over the past 3 weeks? Because those 3 weeks that you mentioned being here are probably the 3 weeks since when I met you. Pretty close
Right.
to it.
It was actually the day I met you was probably my second day here.
Amazing.
My second day here. Yeah. So it's been. I keep saying I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go back home because I'm pretty homesick right now. I have a daughter back home. She's 6 months.
Oh, that'll get
She's
you.
growing right now. I'm kind of
Yeah.
missing a lot of
Yeah.
her milestones. But I know right now, it's that very important phase for me to grow and to be able to
Build it.
build it right now because I need to take time now, sacrifice the now so that we can all benefit later. So
I like
that's
it.
pretty much my mentality going into all of this.
Yeah. No, we're so glad we met you because we're growing as well. So you
Right,
do
right,
something
right.
similar. So I saw that connection. Now back home, you were mentioning that you read something that there's a ranking system
Right.
for dangerous places in the
Yep.
U.S. with all that's going on right now. What in the heck is going on in Albuquerque?
So Albuquerque it's a great city. It has a lot of negative connotations to it. There's a lot of crime. It's very crime infested. So I was reading, I think it came out like yesterday or the day before that we were ranked like top 20
Wow.
worst dangerous cities in the world, which I think is crazy. I'm just like, how, Albuquerque,
I can't believe it.
it's crazy. And then the country of Uruguay, I saw that they just issued a warning to their citizens saying not to travel to Albuquerque, Detroit, and then some other city in the United States. So I was like, that's pretty crazy. I don't even know what to say about that. I know we're number one in auto theft. We're almost last in education. But,
Really?
I don't want to bag on Albuquerque because that's
It's just weird to me because I do travel considerably. I get around the world a little bit, and I do read the State Department warning. So the equivalent of our
Yeah.
State Department warning is Uruguay saying, "Don't go to Albuquerque."
right.
That's crazy.
And I don't want to scare you because I know you're going.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
all
yeah.
in. I got a homie. I mean, anybody hits me up, I know Jalubi.
Yeah.
Right?
No, yeah. I'm
So
out
I'm
there.
good, right? I'm with the Jalubi cartel.
Yeah,
It's all good.
Yeah, you're good with me. But I did want to say one of my biggest things and one of my biggest goals is to try and build the city. So trying to help the city,
Heck
trying
yeah.
to help the communities, because it's literally where I'm raising my family.
Yeah.
I don't want to bag the city and then not do anything about it. So that's pretty much been done in the past. People always talk. I don't want to say bad words. They talk crap about the city.
Well, I didn't even know that. So let's spin it a little bit.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when I'm thinking Albuquerque, I'm thinking really cool historical Native American stuff. I'm thinking
right.
good
Yeah.
food.
No,
like
I mean we do have all of that.
New
Yeah, yeah.
Mexico, Mexican and Native American food mixed
Right, right.
together is its own thing,
Yeah.
right? Good stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, and fun fact, I used to work for Native Americans. I was working at the Indian Pueblo Cultural Center for about 4 years. So I worked for Native Americans. I got to experience that and, really get to know the culture.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, definitely we are known for, having that historical component to it.
Sure.
But there's that other part where, it's very crime-ridden. I'm not sure if you're familiar with...
It's a big city, though. So, if you talk about L.A. and the
Right.
numbers in L.A., there's a lot of... I mean, people do get worried in L.A. I'm like, dude, you
Yeah.
got nothing to worry about. Millions of people,
Yeah.
right? It's like getting hit by lightning. It's probably not going to happen as long as you keep your nose clean.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. You go down the wrong street, yeah, you're going to get stared down and maybe carjacked, but don't
that
do
happens
that.
here, for sure.
It does happen here.
Absolutely. No, and for me, I guess, so there was a little bit of time that we spent when I was a kid. We actually lived for a couple months in Las Cruces.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but
Did you storm Area 51 at that time?
Fuck no.
Didn't even
dude.
cross your mind?
Dude, we don't even have like healthcare. The fuck am I gonna fuck with an alien? Goddamn.
You got to try it,
I
right?
swear.
It's
Like,
coming, man. They're
got better
coming.
shit
Area
to do,
51,
man.
they are coming.
Huh?
People are coming, man.
I know. I'm just saying. Hey,
Not too far
Lemons-
from Albuquerque.
Huh?
Not too far,
Not
man.
too far. I'm sorry. Sorry
Oh,
for those. No. Sorry for those people that are gonna storm into your hometown.
I love it.
I don't
Probably
even
gonna
know.
be-
I don't even know where Area 51 is.
Okay,
Wh-
good.
Where is
good.
that?
This
Las
is on record. He
Cruces,
doesn't
a little
know,
east,
so
a little north,
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
south of Albuquerque.
hit him up with the cool for the cool content that he does.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hit him.
You go fucking.
That's gonna be some
aliens.
footage.
That he is not
There you
your
go.
guy. So
Area 51 footage right here, my man.
no, don't do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well.
man.
Could probably do an edit.
He's
Probably
under an
do
alias.
a whole
It's
raid.
it's Chalubi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that'll be cool.
Damn it, dude. Anyway, but in terms of like pop culture stuff, I mean, Breaking Bad, one,
right.
right? And then for me, it's the home of Jackson Wink, right? Like,
Oh, I didn't even think of
Greg
that.
Jackson and Mike Winklejohn. They've pretty much amassed a number of champions, through that camp. So, I mean, have you had any interactions there?
Not.
That's a
I
good
haven't.
one.
Not
That's a
not
good one.
directly. I actually reached out to John Jones's coach. His name is Frank Lester. I reached out to him probably, I don't even remember. It was probably the end of last year, if not the beginning of this year. And he was kind enough to respond to me, and he said he might be interested in some videos. But we still haven't, touched base on that. So that's a possibility that I could be doing something with them as well.
Or maybe with the Gym Crashers, because we're going to hit that way. So
Oh,
we're
right,
in
right.
Albuquerque at the end of the month, early September, and if we hit it, you're hitting it with us.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
And there's
'Cause we're a
actually
crew.
there's actually another gym down in Albuquerque, a really good gym.
Yeah.
They do have pro fighters as well called Lutrell MMA.
Mm-hmm.
I have a pretty good relationship with that gym as well, so
Cool.
you guys are more than welcome to
That's
come by.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a good connect to have.
Where's BMF Ranch? Is that out there, Adam? It is, right? Bad
I think
motherfuckers?
it's Colorado.
Oh, okay. That's
Colorado,
north of
okay,
there.
yeah, and,
Maybe Durango, Colorado.
Yeah,
It's north.
and shout out to.
Cerrone.
Cowboy.
Oh, I was gonna say Mr. Daniel Rodriguez, D-Rod. He's
D-Rod.
a SoCal native, veteran of Combate and Bellator, but he just fought on the Dana White Contender Series. But he's been rolling pretty hard with Schilling and the rest of the guys at the BMF Ranch. So shout out to that guy. Apparently, he just went like barefoot skiing for the first time, which
Tickles my feet.
Yeah, man.
You
Yeah,
step off a boat with your feet on the water, and all that water tickles your feet.
That's.
I'm just sensitive.
I'm good.
I admit it.
Yeah,
I don't know. With your feet, you might not feel it.
that's true.
You
This
never
is
know.
true. Now you mentioned about raising the prestige of Albuquerque.
Right.
I kind of want to know. So for us on the outside that aren't familiar with, the city and what it's about, for us like. It's the epicenter because Jackson Wink is there.
Right.
How many local Albuquerqueans, right, are familiar with the prestige of the gym, just within the town?
That's a good question. Growing up, you always hear about the gym. Greg Jackson's gym, Jackson's, and the name speaks for
It's-
itself.
it's
So
synonymous,
growing
yeah.
up, you do have that local footprint of the gym, so it's definitely felt within the community.
Right.
So is that like kind of what you're asking?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no,
I bet it's more like Black House, where everybody. It's a prestigious place. It's invite only, and you drive in Gardena, and there's no finding it for the life of you unless you are invited and told where it is.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's not one of those places where you drive by and you there's Jackson
no,
Wink.
actually, it is.
Is
It's
it?
like smack down in on the middle of our street called Broadway. So I
Crazy.
think it's Broadway. So you can see it as you're driving down the street. You say, "Oh, there's Jackson Wink."
That's very cool.
There's John Jones right there. John
Wow.
Jones' car. You see him there.
Yeah. Now, I mean, is that something because we talked about some of the negative aspects of living in Albuquerque and some of the negative statistics. So,
Right.
is what Greg Jackson and Mike Winklejohn, producing there, is that kind of a source of pride along the local people?
It is. No, definitely. I know when Holly Holm, beat Ronda Rousey, that was a big thing. That was huge. That was huge.
Yeah,
for the city of
right.
Albuquerque. I think there was even a parade.
Parade,
for it.
yeah,
There was a
I was
parade for
gonna
it.
say,
Yeah, no, it was
yeah.
huge. So the people definitely feel that pride when it comes to the fighters. Definitely. I don't know if you guys are familiar with a boxer. He's passed away now. His name is Johnny Tapia.
Yeah.
Johnny
Oh,
Tapia,
my
of
gosh.
course.
Johnny Tapia is like a local legend. He's
Yeah.
definitely, he
I
is
forgot.
definitely in has his
Footprint.
big-
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
footprint.
Probably the most famous person out of Albuquerque I can think of, unless you can tell me otherwise. What do you think?
No. I mean, I'm
Is sitting,
right there
is
with
Sitting
you.
Bull from Albuquerque? I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Makes you want- I'm just messing with you.
Yeah.
I'm messing with you.
But,
But, who knows, right?
Actually,
No.
I think Demi Lovato is probably
Is she from
the
there?
most famous.
I thought she was
think
from
she's-
Texas.
I think she
And she's a jujitsu chick, so you just tied it in again.
or I think she lived in Albuquerque at some point in her
Yeah.
life. I
In
don't
her
know if
life,
she was
yeah.
born there, but
Well-
I know she lived in Albuquerque at some point in her life. So she's super.
I'm a
famous,
fan, dude. I am
super
a fan.
famous.
That's a beautiful woman. I'm a fan of hers.
Wait, you like Demi Lovato?
She's a beautiful woman. I don't know what you were looking at.
Right
so.
on.
You can look at Rafael Lovato, but I'll take Demi Lovato all day.
Yes, you will, and yes,
you know,
you can.
right?
Yeah, there
We
we
all
go.
got our tastes.
I mean, she's
I'm
a
not
well-
knocking it.
She's probably got bodyguards and whatever that might prevent it, but you know, we could work
A
out
man's
Borat.
got a dream, right?
Borat did, you know, and that
Borat,
whole,
yeah.
you know, Pamela
Pamela,
Anderson
Pamela.
thing. I mean, apparently,
There we go with Borat
broke up
again.
the marriage of her and Kid Rock. So
Is that what it
He
was?
could be Borat in Demi Lovato's life. So
Thank
Demi
you for
Lovato,
that.
if you're watching,
Thank you for that.
Dondo's coming for you.
All right. What about powwows? You get to go to big Native American powwows?
Yeah, so Albuquerque is the home of the Gathering of Nations. We have the biggest powwow, I think, in North America.
That seems like a cool thing.
Yeah, I've
We
never
gotta
gone to
go.
it personally, so
No?
I can't tell
It's
you.
in your
I can't-
hood? It's the
I can't
biggest
tell you
thing?
about the powwow. I've never been to it personally.
Gotta be kidding
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
man.
But we are.
I just
known-
want to see the peace pipe get passed around, do all that
Yeah,
fun
I mean,
stuff.
next time
you
you
know?
come by, you're gonna have to.
You know, I'm
take
in.
part in it.
I stopped in Flagstaff, Arizona.
Hmm.
They were doing a powwow for Navajo Nation.
Right.
And these young guys, I'm not that young, but they were much younger than me, probably 20 years younger than me at the time. They said, we're going to do our warrior training for powwow. And they invited me over. And I was a blue belt at jiu-jitsu at the time, and they were rolling. It was not
Wow.
jiu-jitsu, but it was some type of warriorship. So, of course, I was locking them up and getting them with, all of the fundamental jiu-jitsu stuff that you know with arm bars and kimuras and Americanas and rear naked, because it's natural to go for those things, and they were blown away. They thought I was a Brazilian. I'm like, no, dude, I'm from California, from Huntington Beach, brother. You know what I mean? I mean, if they whipped out the hatchet, I'm in trouble. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
with just the hand-to-hand combat stuff, jiu-jitsu is very effective. Might have changed the way the 1800s went,
Yeah.
right?
I'm not.
New
touching
Mexico
that.
might
Damn,
Yeah, we're not
that
gonna get
was-
into that.
I know.
but-
It's
Yeah,
my own little
oh.
dream. That's a whole other
Yeah.
episode of something I'm going to produce and put on Netflix. But yes,
Well,
Jalubi is with
actually,
us.
The Native American community is also another community that I would like to help. When I get back home.
Right?
They're very underrepresented, very underfunded. So, I'm just gonna look for ways to try and help them too. Just trying to help everybody because
That's pretty
there's
cool.
A lot of communities out there that need help.
Yeah, no, I can definitely understand that, and I like that they're not the most impoverished ethnicity in our country anymore because of the money coming from casinos and things. At least they got something pouring back into it. Before the onset of all these casinos, it was really hard for them to kind of get out of the reservations and stuff, But now we got MMA fights, we got money on the tables, we got all kind of stuff going through there. So, right?
Yeah, and I mean, we got a lot of Native American fighters coming out.
I love
too.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Demasio Page, talk about Albuquerque. I mean, that guy was Chuck Liddell's main training partner back in the day, and he went into WEC. He was featured in the old Tap Out show, and he was one of the first ones, I guess, yeah, one of the first ones to bring prominence to, Jackson Winks way back in the day. This is like mid 2000s, So yeah, I mean, he's of Native descent. One of his huge back tattoos is the New Mexico flag. So,
Oh, okay, yeah, the Z symbol. Yeah, the sun symbol, okay.
Yeah, so there's that. Yeah, there's a ton of badasses. So. Yeah, man,
Yeah,
that's so cool.
I will say Albuquerque's definitely growing and they are expanding. I know Netflix just bought out the Albuquerque Film Studio.
Kidding
so
me.
Netflix
Shout out
is-
to Netflix. I need a
is
job,
coming
Netflix.
in. We have Better Call Saul, which I think is still going on.
Right on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that part 2 of the Walter White thing?
It's kind of
Yeah.
like a spin-off, right?
Yeah, it's
I
a
haven't- I haven't
prequel. It's
seen
a
it. I
it's a
haven't seen it.
prequel. Yeah.
I consider myself Walter Brown, right? Go cook stuff up in Sean's garage. Well, do we
Oh
need to
my
go to the
God.
desert? He's like, no, this is legal.
Which I was just about to ask you. You
Our
were
Life
like-
CBD, right behind us.
Yeah.
Cooking it up in Huntington Beach.
I don't think they cook. But
We do
anyway,
cook it.
All right.
The master chemist is in the house.
Oh.
It is cooked. Hey, shout out to our sponsors, Our Life CBD, the homies at Massage Matters. Chris Crail, Cauliflower Nation, and of course, James Cardenas with Word of Mouth, which is now becoming all 7 because the man works 7 days a week, 365 days a year, supporting a family and pumping out product.
Absolutely, man. We couldn't be doing this without our sponsors. And,
Right.
Sean Lermer just dropped by, so
Sean
shout
Lermer
out
lives
to
here.
Our Life CBD, man. I rub it in places where I probably shouldn't. So there's that.
Jiu-Jitsu is Our Life CBD. CBD is for Our Life Jiu-Jitsu.
There you go. There you go. Which I've got a question for you, Mr.
I like that twist.
Mr. Happiest Dodo in the room. And if you guys don't know about it, you should check it out on last week's episode. But you were talking about the natives being the kind of the most impoverished ethnicity.
There was a time, yes. I
Yeah.
don't know where we stand right now. I don't really read those statistics, but there was a time, not too far back, growing up.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, it kind of gets a little muddy because I think there's close to 600 federally recognized tribes in the United States. So a lot of it just kind of gets lumped together
Yeah.
because it's hard to give everybody their own respective
Sovereign land.
Yeah, so like it gets muddied up when you think Native Americans. A lot of people just like to group them all into one, but they're very unique. Every
Sure.
single tribe is different. They all have their own customs
Hawaiian
and
Robert,
sense of
for
values.
instance. Robert's a Native American. He's Hawaiian.
Yeah.
I mean, only since the 50s, but, maybe he's entitled to some land. I'll go live on his land. Put me up a pop-up, Robert.
Yeah. So,
Hey,
I'm not
man's
gonna go
got a
there,
dream.
but
Ooh, God.
Speaking of natives, right? We got our own coconut cruncher in-house.
I'm not even gonna touch that one. No, but yeah, so that's kind of crazy that you've got this art, right? And
It is an
Albuquerque
art.
has pretty much been synonymous, in the whole Southwest region, whether it be music, arts of different aspects, using it to kind of elect an expression, right? Because when people have been kind of disenfranchised for centuries,
Right,
you
right,
kind of
right.
have to get it out somewhere where there's lack of jobs, lack of resources and whatever. Yes, you have land, but there's no electricity, there's no I guess prospects for you to live a fruitful life, right? And so the people of that region have basically used their art as a kind of voice when
Right,
they
right,
felt
right.
like they didn't. So how is it being an artist from such a strong lineage? How has that affected you in the art that you create and the mission statement that you're trying to do by bringing prestige to Albuquerque?
That was deep.
yeah, and that's
Take
a
a
really good
moment.
question. It's the work that I've seen because I have had the privilege of working for a museum and for the Indian Public Cultural Center. I've had the chance of actually talking with the artists that come from these lands and they come from the Native American heritage. They're very expressive, very talented, very unique in their own ways. I believe one of the pueblos, from one of the statistics that I know of, one of the pueblos called Zuni Pueblo, it is 80% of the household incomes are through arts.
Wow.
Through selling art.
Wow.
Through
Basket
selling pottery,
weaving.
through selling crafts and paintings and different forms of media. So when I think about that, I think now, okay, this is developed into like a lifestyle. This is not just a hobby. It's something that they truly embody and they take with them and they express it with them and they share their culture.
Yeah.
They're very huge in sharing their culture. At least the tribes that I'm familiar with, they're very huge in sharing their culture. I can't speak on behalf of other tribes that are more closed off and more conservative, but definitely the ones that I worked for, which are the 19 pueblos of New Mexico, very hospitable people. They actually invite you to their feast day events.
I'm
Wow.
in.
So on their pueblos.
I'm
on
down
their
for the
lands.
feast.
Yeah, so they invite you to their homes and you can eat.
Buffalo tacos all day.
You can eat to your heart's content. Like
I'm
they
in.
They will feed you. That's all I'm gonna say is they will feed
That's
you.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. It's super unique. You don't really hear about that.
Armadillo burritos.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that, but
I'm dreaming it up.
yeah.
I could eat the heck out of an
They do eat a
armadillo.
lot of elk and deer.
I'm
so,
down for some
yeah.
elk, right?
Elk stew.
If it moves,
Yeah,
I'm
elk
eating
stew.
it. No pun intended.
Isn't there a model named Elk? Is that the one?
Yeah.
That you're,
Elk Hogan?
yeah.
your
Is that
favorite
the
model?
Elk that you've been down for?
Oh yeah,
Elk
hell
tacos?
yeah, hell, whatever it takes,
10
buddy.
points. No, I mean that's got to be a crazy kind of commune to be as an artist to, share and express. And I mean, you've got the Southwest, desert there. I mean, some of the sunsets and sunrises
Sunsets
are,
are huge.
picturesque.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to put, the camera to it,
Literally. No, yeah. Yeah, the sunsets look amazing. The sunrises look amazing. We got like
Peyote.
crazy colors, man. Like purple.
He doesn't even
I don't
go.
know, I don't know. I'm not gonna speak on the peyote, but
Hey, we're keeping
Yeah.
it native, brother.
we got some beautiful sunsets. We got the Sandia Mountains right there in the ABQ area. I'm not sure if you watched any of the I think it was like, I don't know if it was UFC embedded for the Jackson week, or it was Will Harris Productions. You guys
Oh,
familiar with Will Harris?
yeah. Absolutely.
Will Harris did some videos for them, and they actually went up to the Sandia Mountains and they did some training up there because of
cool.
the high altitude. They got some really cool scenes. So like,
We need to
definitely
do
a cool
that.
spot.
When we visit, we're going to come up there
Yeah,
with you.
yeah.
Got to show us around.
No, yeah, I'll take you.
I like those mystical spots, right?
Take
You're
you
up
up
there
there,
and the
yeah.
sunlight just hits it different than anywhere in the world,
Yeah.
right? I like that kind of thing.
Yeah,
And you seem to
definitely.
capture it on camera. Is this something that you've been doing it as a hobby and developed into a profession? Or how do you get yourself to that level? Because it's rock and roll video level or rap video level. I mean, it looks like MTV to me.
Oh, thank you.
I'm watching. I'm like, what in the heck? How do you do that?
I
'Cause
actually just started like this year.
You kidding me?
Like I just started taking it serious this year. I did a few edits before last year, just here and there, but nothing too serious. And then this year, I'm like, okay, I want to transition this to my full-time position.
so cool.
So I actually quit my job in, I think it was the end of June or sometime in July.
And was
last
that
month.
unrelated to film work, cameras, anything?
Unrelated, completely unrelated.
That
So
blows
I was
me away.
I was a program coordinator for the museum. I worked with the volunteers and the members there. So completely unrelated to what I'm doing. I
Right.
wanted a way to creatively express myself. So I wanted to get out of the office and
Right.
really get into the field. And that was like my way of doing that.
Yeah.
So
That's incredible.
That's what this whole trip is about, right? You're laying
Right,
that
literally.
foundation.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, and I mean, nowadays there are so many ways to kind of get your art out there, but there are so many people that are disillusioned about, doubting themselves and their abilities and not willing to bet on themselves. They'll,
Right.
work a 9 to 5 and work on somebody else's dream, and
Right.
that person that initially came up with that. That concept or that company, they are probably dead and buried, and it's like the shareholders or
Right,
whatever, but
right,
will
right.
commit 8 to sometimes 10 hours if you're commuting or whatever, versus taking 10 minutes and being able to parlay what your lasting legacy to the world will be.
Right. I mean, and that's one of the sacrifices that you have to take if you want to transition into a new career. You have to be willing to sacrifice your leisure. You have to be willing to sacrifice even your family time. As much as I don't want to say that, I know my wife, she can get mad at me at sometimes because I'm just literally on the computer, and I know that I'm sacrificing valuable time, but I know it's worth it in the end. Because I was working literally nonstop. I would wake up early in the morning, get to work on my computer, then I would have to get ready for work, go to work for the whole day. Then when I come back, it's just literally working. So it's just literally working on my dream so that I can make it my dream. You know what I mean? So that's like the
You can live
sacrifice
it.
that you have to take.
Yeah, that's amazing. I like it,
Yeah.
especially with a young child. You have a daughter, correct?
I have a daughter, yes.
6
yes,
months
6
old. What's her
months.
name?
Olivia.
Olivia. Shout out to Olivia out there in
shout out Olivia.
Albuquerque.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? That's
Can't
a
wait
beautiful
to come back
thing.
home and see her for sure, man. I've been
You know?
super homesick.
I love that, man. That's all
Yeah.
hard. So you're really working hard for your future,
Yeah, definitely.
laying down that foundation. So I know I saw you at Timoyama. We mentioned that you're at Ten Goose. Any other notable places, or even I saw some soccer stuff? Tell me about your experiences since you've been here.
My experiences here,
Just
other
in
than-
Southern Cal, man. What you been up to?
just literally just working, just connecting with people, trying to see who's down for a project here and there. I'll go work with them, and it doesn't even have to be some notable person. I'm down to I've been doing restaurants, I've been doing barbershops. I've literally been doing everything, just trying to keep my hands full while I'm here.
Cool.
Because I didn't look at this as a vacation. I came here so I can work. That was the whole point. I had those 10 to 15 projects lined up when I came out here. So my mindset was work. I'm gonna come out here, work, bang them out, and then go back home. I was only supposed to be out here for about 6 days.
I want to get in the car on a Sunday morning, or maybe a Saturday. We'll see, and go to every taco stand in LA, every single one, and eat tacos. I don't care how fat I get. I want to eat the whole day and film the experience and see who has the best tacos on camera. Do the Guy Fieri, but just through LA. And when I mean LA, I mean LA proper.
Yeah.
Couple zip codes and that's it. You know,
Yeah.
that's the dream for me, 'cause I'm a taco guy. We got some water coming in. Thank you, Robert.
Cool. Thank
We're
you.
okay over here, Robert. Thank you so much. Robert is a native Hawaiian
There you go.
and representing his whole island right here all in
Awesome,
once.
Awesome.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
But to round up this trip, obviously the purpose had been to kind of build that foundation. But where do you see yourself going with this? Is there a direction, or is there a hope to land with maybe a network? Or are you always going to work as a free agent, just looking for top quality people to represent and put out there?
That's a really good question because I'm having a lot of fun doing the videography stuff that I just kind of want to continue doing it because, you know, you just have so much flexibility when you're doing this. You have a lot of freedom. It's fun. You get paid. You get to film cool people. You get to do a lot of cool things. But I really am interested in starting like my own digital marketing agency, getting more solidified into that so that I can actually not only provide the content for these businesses, but actually show them and actually strategize for them so that they're able to grow and bring business to their, whatever it is, to their restaurants, to their gyms, to their barbershops, so I can help drive that traffic into their
love it.
businesses. So that, in addition to, I mean, I'm just all over the place. That's the
That's
thing.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's the thing with me. I want to open up my own indoor soccer location, my own indoor soccer facility. I'm very big on it. I'm very passionate about playing soccer, and I want to be able to extend that.
There's money in that,
Into the
and,
community.
and our producer here can line you up with how to do that right, because he ran a facility.
Oh, wow.
Just like that.
Oh, no way.
And he's
That
amazing.
is
And
awesome.
his knowledge of putting together programs, running the teams, and making it profitable, and especially somewhere like Albuquerque,
Right.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean,
Possibilities.
I think that's a great way to tap into the community and really get people
Help
involved.
kids. You help kids, man.
A lot of the
And adults.
a lot of what I attribute to a lot of the crime is, you know,
Nothing to do,
nothing to do.
right?
Honestly,
Idle hands.
Yeah, nothing to do. A lot of these kids, they don't have fathers, they don't have mothers, you know, they live in abusive households. So I would want to take them out of that environment, even if it's just a little bit, come have some fun, play some soccer. And that's my whole intention. That's actually how I started doing all of this. I wanted to highlight businesses that are doing great things so that we can get people in them.
I like
so
that.
I want to work with boxing gyms, MMA gyms, get the youth involved. That's really where it starts, is the youth. So
That's so cool that you bring that up, because boxing, MMA maybe have that negative connotation with people who are not in the know. But the
Right.
fact is, you're teaching someone, a child, an adult, it could be anybody, to have self-confidence, number one.
right.
Right? To be able to actually feel and know your body and to be able to take care of yourself is confidence.
Right.
You know, and it isn't all, you know, the violent act of what people perceive
Beating
MMA
somebody
is,
up
right?
or,
Yeah.
punching someone in the
Being
face.
able to defend yourself, and, you know, that's a strong thing. And especially coming from broken homes, to have an avenue to get out anger and
to express
aggression.
it, to literally express all
and,
of that.
and you get it out. You're exhausted when you leave. When you train hard in jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, boxing, all of the above, what we call MMA, wrestling.
or any activity for that
right?
matter.
Or
Yeah,
even
yeah.
kicking a soccer ball and running down a field.
Yeah.
It'll change you because you got a purpose. You got it all out. You can go home.
It always comes down
Right?
to purpose, always.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. That's really a noble cause, and Jalubi, you're doing some amazing stuff that I only can project in my own mind where this is headed. But you know, without saying too much, it's been 3 weeks.
Right.
This whole project has already kicked off, and I know that a lot of people have seen it. But the reason we brought you on the show is that we can highlight what you do, because we want you to make more connections. So if anybody out there needs to connect with Jalubi in any way, of course, reach out to the Gym Crashers, producer Robert. And where can people find you on social media? What is it exactly?
So right now, I'm really only active on Instagram at Jalubi. So that's spelled Jelubi. You guys can find me there. I am planning to extend that into a YouTube channel and then provide some content there as well. As for the type of content, I'm still figuring that out, whether that's, you know, a vlog style or informational or entertainment. I have no idea, but I will be doing that very soon. So if you follow me on my Instagram, I'll be updating everybody on that. So
That was a little excerpt from that, but I'll let
Yeah.
Woods take us out.
Yo, real quick question. What has been the coolest thing that you've been able to do now, thus far in your career?
in my very short career, I did get a chance to work with Fuzi. I thought that was really cool.
Okay.
FuziTube, you know, one of the biggest YouTubers of all time. I did do his comeback video, for Instagram. I did his comeback video on Instagram for his little boxing session. So I thought that was super cool, and you know, I'm continuing to work with him while I'm here. So I think that's awesome. You know, the power of social media. To
Yeah.
be able to connect with somebody just through a DM, well, Fuzi, I actually connected with him through Ricky from Tengu, so he's been very instrumental in getting me involved in that. So
And here's some video that we're going to show from what you shot.
yeah.
Can people see that, Robert? Can we talk over it, or is it? Okay. Well, here's some video that he shot at Tengu. So, again, something that I caught, or that caught my eye, rather, is it has to do with the person behind the camera. It seems like more than the camera itself. And when I see Jalubi's work, I really see kind of like a mini movie playing for myself. You know, it's really cool. And in that there's really no interview going on, but a picture's worth 1,000 words, so a video's worth 1,000,000 words in my eyes.
Right.
You know, so I don't know what it is that you envision, but whatever it is, if this is exactly what it is when you bring it into focus, man, I have ideas already. You're pumping me full of stuff I want to shoot.
Yeah, I mean, it was super fun. This was actually, I think this was my first boxing video that I
So
filmed.
cool.
So, I mean, super cool, super fun to make. These are very fun to make. So I love being able to do that. And whether that's, you know, a popular YouTuber or if it's just somebody who's trying to come up and build their presence, I love being able to do this. I did work with another guy. His name is Victor. He's a Guatemalan Muay Thai fighter. He just
Okay.
had his fight. He won. So congratulations to
You
Victor.
got Muay Thai in Guatemala. Who knew
so
that?
That video is coming out soon. So I love just being able to help people that are trying to build their online presence
I love
right
that.
now.
Yeah.
I saw that he doesn't have any promotional videos. I reached out to him. He said, yeah, come through. So I went to the gym, and then we got something going, and then that'll be coming out very soon.
Dude, Central America, South America's coming
Yeah,
up.
no,
right?
definitely,
MMA
definitely.
Events Inc. going to Belize at the end of the year. They went to
Right.
Belize earlier, or late last year, rather.
Right,
So
absolutely.
it's coming
yeah.
up, man. We see all
Yeah.
kind of stuff happening now. People coming out of Guatemala with Muay Thai. I love that. So those different styles are blending, and people are accepting that because I know they're big on boxing in Central America. So now they're
Right.
getting some footwork in there and some knees and
Yeah.
elbows. So cool.
Yeah, so it's really fun, and I definitely enjoy getting to work with people and getting to meet them. You know, what I
Yeah,
mean? Getting
yeah.
to meet some really cool people that you would have never met had it not been through social media.
Yeah, that's a nice plug
Like
for
Ron
social media.
Skolsdang, like I reached out to him, I DM'd him, and he was kind enough to get me into the gym, and that's when I met you guys.
That's a strange circle because I met Ron Skolsdang here at De La O Jiu-Jitsu. You met him at Team Oyama where he's now training.
Right.
Brings you back to do a podcast over
I know,
here,
yeah,
which
yeah.
is his old stomping
Comes full
grounds,
circle.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy. And he's out there winning fights even right now as we speak, preparing for a fight. And he's on a winning streak.
Yeah, and you know there's those people out there that you know they just deserve that bigger platform because they're so talented, they're so amazing, they're so humble even in what they do. Ron is one of those people that
Yeah.
definitely deserves more recognition than what he gets.
I think he's coming up on either the
Yeah.
third or fourth fight since December.
I would say the same thing about
So
Ricky.
busy.
I would say the same thing about a lot of these people that I'm working with. They definitely deserve more recognition than what they already have.
I think that's the power of the camera, buddy. I think that's what you bring to the table. So
Yeah, I mean,
it has been a pleasure. I want to do part 2 of this after the next 3 weeks that you're out there shooting. So
yeah, definitely.
we definitely
Yeah,
got to
cool.
meet up again. Anything else from you, Mr. Woods?
No, man, I really enjoy your work. And if you guys haven't followed Jalubi already, what's the Instagram?
Jalubi. So that's
Jalubi.
JELUBI.
At Jalubi. There it is. Instagram. Check him out. This is the Gym Crashers, and we're trying to bring you fun and interesting content in the fight-related world. So check us out every Tuesday. All right, buddy.
Absolutely.
Cool. Thank
And
you. Guys.
we'll see you guys in a few minutes.
Yep.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
Cool. Yeah, thank you.
Woo!
Appreciate
Daniel
it, man.
Alter.
Yeah. Thank you.
Arpahan.
Guys.
Is that right? Yep. All right. I was going to say a